Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
Oh yeah, we live there. We in here. New Orleans, baby. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm back with a new episode of Meet the World Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. So tonight we have a little bit of a treat for you. We're going to be talking about a brand new release, and then we're also going to be talking to a young entrepreneur. When I say young, I'm talking about the youngest you probably have ever seen. This baby is probably only about 4 or 5 years old. And she's doing major things. And I think I've actually purchased a drink from her before. NOLA Jrinks. It's non-alcoholic, just so y'all know. I know y'all know I'm a wine drinker, but no, I did not order wine from this young lady. I ordered a NOLA drink from this young lady, and it was very delicious. So we're going to be talking with her. But before we get to her, we're going to be talking to Dr. D. Anthony Miles. Derek is, that's who I'm going to be calling him today, Derek. Derek is one of the contributing authors of a groundbreaking anthology about 13 professionals. About 13 professionals who want to describe their path to getting their PhDs. And being a doctor myself, I know how it is. I know how tough it can be. It's not just because of the work. Many times it can be mentally exhausting. And there's so much that we go through. And then I remember when I went through getting my doctorate, there were times I tried to talk myself out of it. I would get tired, exhausted. I'm like, why am I doing this? This is an optional degree. I don't really need this. Why am I doing this? I'm about to retire from the Army. I know I'm going to be able to get a job. And I kept telling myself all these things, but then I had to turn around and remind myself why I started this journey in the first place. It wasn't just because I wanted to get a good job, and it wasn't just so I could have doctor in front of my name. I wanted the knowledge. And then I also looked at the fact that I had a daughter who was having her own struggles in school, and I did not want to give up, knowing that if I gave up, she's watching me. And I wanted to be able to set the example for her. So then I kept going, and I kept moving on and moving on. There were times I was tired. I remember there were times when I was working on my paper until like 6 in the morning, and I had to be at work at 7, and it hurt, but I did it. And I got through it, and I was able to earn my doctorate. So I'm actually going to be in the second iteration of this book, The PhD Game. But right now we're just talking about the first. And we're going to talk to Dr. Derek Anthony Miles, who is one of not only just a contributing member of this team, but he's also the type of person who not just wants to write his story and just sit back and wait for the royalties to roll in. He is so invested in making sure that this book becomes a success. So I'm really looking forward to talking with him, and then not only just talking with him about the book, but all of the wonderful things that he's doing, because he is a motivational speaker. He is also a businessman, and he's a marketer, a master marketer actually. And what he's been doing is he's actually been in a lot of national magazines and newspapers talking about how businesses can do better, how they can get exposure. So this is going to be a treat for probably everybody who's going to be watching this program, especially if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking for ways to get yourself out there, to get your business out there. And then for those of you who are going to the Black Doctoral Network, which is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the end of this month, he's also going to be one of the keynote speakers. So without further ado, we're going to bring in Dr. Derek Anthony Miles so he can introduce himself to you, and I'm going to present him to others because I know there are some people out there who know exactly who this man is. So, Derek, how you doing today?
Hey, Ron, how you doing? You hear me okay?
I'm wonderful. I hear you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying some great things about you because I do think that the things that you were doing out there, not only with the PhD game, but the things that you were doing with entrepreneurship, with being an expert witness, and which I think is amazing. I mean, that shows a lot about yourself, that people would actually ask you to be an expert witness in an actual court case.
Yes, it's I kind of just started doing that a few years ago, and it was I kind of found my way into that. Another good way to get out of jury duty, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
But I've been blessed, and definitely been blessed with some of the opportunities that I've run into. I don't really see I didn't think you were talking about me when you was reading off those things. I'm just Jada's and Andrea's dad.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we look at ourselves very humbly, but then we forget how maybe the world sees us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. To be honest with you, I really don't keep a tab so much of what I do because I always want to top what I did last year. So a lot of times I have to sit back and go, I can't believe I did that. So, but I've been blessed, and I've been quite blessed and running into some really great opportunities and some really great opportunities to showcase my knowledge about different things.
Well, and speaking of that, you had a chance to do that with the PhD game.
Yes, the PhD game has been a long-term project that actually came into it by accident. The PhD game is actually the result of we had two groups in San Antonio. We had two ceremonies. We had the men and the women separated. We had two several ceremonies for Black academics who attain their doctorates. And first we called the men a talented 10th, and then we called the women, I think, exceptional scholars. And then they ended up changing the name to, I think, the female talented 10th, but it's all in the same family. And what we wanted to do was showcase their dissertation work, so their doctoral work in a public library. So we worked something out with the San Antonio Public Library. And we're able to put their dissertations for reference in a public library, Carver Library. And then the next thing we were doing is working on a book about the people's stories, how they got to, what was their journey to get their doctorate. And there's some stories in the book that are sad, some that'll make you happy, and some that'll make you go, wow, I can't believe somebody had to experience or deal with something like that. So, but my story's in the book, and there's some really interesting stories to be told. And I think that I really stand behind this book. I think this book could be a game changer.
Well, tell me about your story. First of all, what made you decide? Because you were already a businessman before you started this journey.
Yes.
You were already doing a lot of things. What made you decide that you wanted to pursue a PhD?
I actually did it by accident. I was actually wanting to go to law school. I wanted to study venture capital because my background, I was always interested in entrepreneurship. So I wanted to study venture capital, and I was going to go to law school. And I said, why don't I consider just going and getting a doctorate instead of going to law school? Because I'm not going to really work for a company.
Yes. And
having a law degree and not using it is really a waste. So I said, well, why don't I just go get the doctorate, and it'll give me more options in terms of what I want to do. And then I picked my particular field because I wanted to build my consulting practice around it. And I became interested in entrepreneurship by accident because when I was working at the bank, I got downsized. My second daughter was just born. And I got a dose of reality that I said to myself that I wasn't ever going to let anybody tell me that I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
So that pushed me to start my own business. And I've been blessed ever since. And how I got to my doctorate was I went to an information session. And the lady that I called that was over the doctor program hung up on me on the phone when I first called the university.
Wow.
So we started off on the wrong foot.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, then the university that I went to, I experienced some things that probably most doctoral students probably shouldn't experience. You know, there's racism, obviously, there's favoritism, and then there's just flat out unfairness.
Yeah.
And when I started talking to other Black PhDs, I found out there were similar stories like that, about them not being told about different resources, about information being hidden from them. And then I said, you know what? It would be cool if we could take these collection of stories and people's experiences and put them in book form and have some people that are coming up behind us and learn from our experiences.
Yes.
And that's basically how the genesis of the book came about.
So tell me about some of the people who we can find in this book, because there are, all of them are PhD holders or doctorate holders, but they have
Yes.
a lot of different backgrounds.
Yes, we have a different mosaic of people that contributed to the book. When I first started putting together the book, I actually went on a national website for doctoral people that own doctorates. I forgot the website, and I didn't get any hits. I was really surprised. And then as I was starting to put the book together, I started noticing that some of the people were telling me stories about, like when I was in school, the teacher thought I was slow. It put me in a slow class. Okay. And I talked to two other brothers that had similar backgrounds, and then we found out it was a common pattern that they were putting Black boys in special ed or slower classes. Can you believe that?
I tell you what, it's not just boys. I found, especially when I was fighting with my daughter's school back when we were in Belgium, she was going to an American school in Belgium, and my daughter learned differently than others. She was not
Absolutely.
slow. She was very smart, but
Yes.
she had a lot of other things going on and a depression that happened, which blocked her from learning the way she could. And instead of these teachers recognizing that and helping her through that, they wanted to try to put her in different classes. They would single her out, and which all that did was actually affect her even more. And she didn't actually blossom until I wound up sending her back home, and she wound up having teachers who actually had a real interest in her learning. And it worked out. I mean, she was accepted to 6 different colleges when she graduated from high school, and she's now going to Clark Atlanta University. And there was a time when she didn't think she could even go to college because of the way these teachers treated her. So it's amazing how a teacher can actually affect the way a child learns.
I totally agree with that, Rhonda, and I'll say this. I remember something I heard one of the activists say. He called the public schools killing fields. And I didn't understand why he said that. And then it wasn't until I got older when I started understanding what that meant was you should never underestimate the intelligence of a child.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I became a parent where I saw the cycle happen all over again. My oldest daughter, they tried to say my daughter was dyslexic and couldn't read. My daughter got a full scholarship to go to Xavier University.
Yes.
She graduated cum laude she went to early college program here in San Antonio. And, what if we'd have listened to that teacher saying that?
Exactly.
I would have listened to the teacher saying that I couldn't read and I need to be in a slow class.
Exactly.
And if they did that to me and your kids, and your daughter, who else do you think they're doing that to? It seems to be pervasive with somebody that believes they're doing you a great service. They're doing you a great disservice.
Right.
All kids learn differently. And first of all, one of my colleagues told me that person that said my daughter was dyslexic was not licensed to make that assessment.
Exactly.
Had I known that, I would have taken a different course of action. I didn't get mad until later, but yes, that's pretty common. That's very common. And some of the people in the book talk about that.
the teachers want to actually they want to put more energy into the kids who are learning easier. You know, the kids who are making the straight A's. Not every child is going to make straight A's. I can tell you what, sometimes my grades might have been lower than somebody else, but when you started to compare what I knew versus what that other person knew, it was a totally different story, because
Absolutely.
it's not just about learning, it's about actually knowing. And sometimes people with higher grades are just good memorizers.
Well, absolutely. And as I got older, got more pronounced in studying about intelligence and academic performance, there's actually three types of intelligence. There's a theory by a guy named, I think his name is Sternberg. I believe he's a professor at Stanford. And he says there's basically three types of intelligence. There's practical intelligence, there's analytical intelligence, and there's creative intelligence. And most people have two out of the three, and the only exceptional people have all three. So when somebody says that you are not good in school, you may be good at practical intelligence and you may be good at creative intelligence.
Yes.
But the failure of the school system is they don't like to recognize the other two types of intelligence. They don't like to advocate for analytical or academic intelligence. The intelligence is so complex. Just because you didn't do good in school means you didn't do good in that subject, but it's not overall assessment of your intelligence or capacity to learn.
Yes.
So I argue with teachers all the time about that. And this emphasis on intelligence is basically some of the things that they did in Nazi Trump in Germany, trying to categorize people by what they perceive as intelligence. And you can't do that. Intelligence is too complex. These standardized tests and those type of things, those tests only measure one type of intelligence.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So if you don't do good on a standardized test, that is not overall assessment of your intelligence. It only measures one type of intelligence. Some people learn differently. And had I not read about Sternberg's theory on the triarctic view, I believe I'm saying it right, of intelligence, I wouldn't be able to argue that when the teacher told my daughter she wasn't smart because she couldn't do a certain problem or whatever, and which is totally untrue.
Well, I tell you what, I consider myself an expert grammarian. I consider myself an expert when it comes to punctuation. But ask me to make a sentence tree. I will not be able to do it.
Well, intelligence is so complex. You can't you really can't measure intelligence. You can only measure indexes and frequencies.
Yes.
So people try to say it. I heard a guy say this on a radio program. He thought that black people were less intelligent than white people. And I said, had I been on that show, I'd have gave him that work, because that is totally untrue. And that's the age-old myth used by white supremacists to say that black people aren't as intelligent as white people, which is totally untrue.
Well, remember, there was the bell curve, and that's what that book was basically all about.
Well, they call it racial research. Where they're already starting from a racial agenda, trying to say that somebody's not intelligent based on a test that they put together, where they can say, well, black kids aren't intelligent in this and that, but it doesn't measure everything. So you want to tell me black people are not as intelligent as a certain other group of people? Well, what's the basis for that?
Right.
You can't really say that. But there's basically 8 types of intelligence, and a test only measures one of them. So, there's one, I don't know if you're familiar with Howard Gardner. He's a Harvard professor's theory on the 8 frameworks of intelligence. There's actually 8 types of intelligence. You know, people that are good at dancing, they call it kinesthetic intelligence. People that are good at remembering the Bible, I forgot what intelligence index that was, but when somebody says that a certain race of people is not intelligent as another one, and they're not familiar with Gardner's theory of the multiple intelligence. And I argue that fact all the time. When I say that, they freak out. They freak out. Absolutely.
Well, I have something for you, though, because believe it or not, there are white kids who go through the same thing. I actually have some comments from Keith Ewan, who is actually a very good friend of mine. And what he said is he wants to know if this holdback actually starts in high school, because he actually had some similar battles that we're talking about with his own children. And this is a white male. So I think sometimes it's about teachers and their preferences.
I totally agree with that. And I'll add this to what you said, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that school is based on the concept of capitalism. You can't have an A student unless you have a B student or a C
Yes.
student.
Yes.
So a lot of the school system is based on capitalism, and the school system is based on competition.
Mm-hmm.
And the competition is whoever scores highest gets, wins the prize or is the best.
Yes.
Now, when I started my doctoral program, it was people that made straight A's in every class. I didn't make straight A's in all my classes, but when I graduated from school, I set a record at my university for publishing the most journal articles from a dissertation. Okay.
Right.
Grades in your class didn't predict that. The grades straight A's didn't predict that. I wrote a book for my doctoral work. Mm-hmm. I've been interviewed in Forbes. I've been interviewed at NBC, ABC, Fox. So all of those people that made straight A's in my doctoral program haven't done a fourth of the things that I've done. Okay.
Right.
So grades are not an indicator of intelligence. Grades are an indicator of how well you performed in that class. Remember what we said, intelligence is very complex.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're not good in one subject that's not an overall assessment of your intelligence. That's that bell curve crap that tries to say, well, if you don't learn one kind of way, they only talk about analytical intelligence. They don't talk about the other 7 intelligence types. Mm-hmm. Well, then that's easy for you to say that somebody's not smart if you only measure one type of intelligence.
Well, let me ask you this now. Did you notice when you were reading some of the stories in the PhD game? Did you notice whether some of the authors may have gone through some of this themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Some of them did not hit their intellectual stride until later. Mm-hmm. Some authors had more challenges than others. One of the authors in the book, I'm gonna keep it a surprise for you. She was dealing with domestic violence with her husband, and he didn't want her to go to school. And she had to fight her way into going to school because he would throw her books away. One time he went into the class and snatched her out of the classroom because he didn't want her to go to school. Now, that's an ignorant brother, whoever he is, that did that. Mm-hmm. Don't you know that you want your woman to be educated? Because if you have a smart woman, you have smart kids. And I don't know what's wrong with these men, especially brothers that's, coming from that Neanderthal mindset where, the woman should be dumb, pregnant, and barefooted. That's really stupid.
And that's just one challenge that some people have especially with a doctorate, when they're pursuing a doctorate, because many people are already well into their careers. They're probably already married with children, and they're trying to pursue a doctorate. And I think that's what makes the PhD game so special, because there are people from so many different backgrounds who have so many different challenges, but they stuck with it. And so that's why I was wondering.
Most of the people in the book around are women, and they have a compelling story to tell. And what I wanted to do when we put together this collection of authors is I want them to tell their stories, however sad, however happy, because at the end of the story, they won. There's a happy ending. There's a rainbow. They got their doctorate and they joined the ranks. They joined the fraternity of academics.
Yes.
The PhD and your doctorate is the highest or the apex of education. Nothing can top that. And everybody has a journey. Everybody has a different story. My dad made me put myself through college because he couldn't afford pay for all of us to go to school. So I had to go make it happen.
Yes.
I was angry at the time, but my father was trying to teach me how to be a man. Nobody's going to give a man anything. You have to go out here and make it happen.
That's the good thing about the PhD game is that they actually did make it happen. Now, Keith Hewen, who I just told you about, he says that you hit a home run with this interview.
Oh, thank you. I got into a intellectual debate with a guy trying to tell me about intelligence, and he was trying to allude to the fact that he thought a certain segment of society was less intelligent than a certain segment of society. And I said, when you say that, what's the basis for your comment? Are you saying it because the other people need help, or are you saying it because you're trying to stick your chest out and trying to say that you're more intelligent? Because if you try to keep a race of people down, one of the first go-to derogatory statements that you make is using intelligence, like our president does. when he talks about Maxine Waters and other people that happen to be African American, he went to the all racist card talking about, well, you're not smart, you're not intelligent. Now here's a man who's trying to say he's more intelligent than Maxine Waters. He got caught with a porn star, but he's smarter than her, right?
Right.
Really?
Okay, but on that note, we do have to take a bit of a break. So I want to thank you, Dr. Miles, for joining us today.
I appreciate it.
And just sharing so much knowledge. And I hope that everybody will go out and read the PhD game. So can you tell us, first of all, that I know you have a lot going on. The book is actually being released at the end of this month. You're going to be speaking at the Black Doctoral Network Conference in Charlotte on October 27th, I believe it is.
I believe it's the 25th to the 29th. I'm sorry, the 28th is the last day. I'll be there.
And you're going to be there on that Saturday.
I'll be there Friday morning.
Yeah. And
I'll be there Friday morning, yes.
And you're also going to be at the Twig bookstore in December. And New Orleans, Louisiana, they are coming to the New Orleans Black History Month weekend, literary weekend here in New Orleans, which is going to be February 22nd and 23rd. Some more information is going to follow on that. And then you're going to Savannah, Georgia in March. So you have a big tour schedule ahead of you.
Yeah, I got a little bit on my plate, and might have a deceptive ad case coming up. So I got a little bit on my plate, but I'm just excited about releasing a PhD game, and I think everybody should have it next to their Bible for their kids, or in the bathroom for reading material, reading material. But we are really excited about the release of the PhD game, and I think it's going to be a game changer. And I'm really proud of being part of that project.
And I'm proud to be able to represent all of you. So thank you once again for joining us tonight. For those of you who won't be in any of the cities that we just named, you can find the book on Amazon.com as well as Prosperity Publishing. If you go to prosperitypublishing.com, you'll be able to order the book from there. So once again, thank you, Derek. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we get back, we are going to talk to this young, beautiful little entrepreneur that is in our studio. So, Derek, you've got to stick around and watch this, okay? It's going to be awesome. All right.
Absolutely. I sure will.
All right. We'll be right back. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, and I'm your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. We'll be right back. Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best in literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
We're back. Talk What You Know returns on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. We got a brand new co-host by the name of Bob B. And hey, that's me. Also, we got some new features. We're going to be giving away, have a weekly raffle of prizes. There are multiple ways for you to win, and there's a bevy of prizes. So we need you to come on back, join us on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock for Talk What You Know on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Here at Jones Insurance,
Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best of literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there. We're back and we are on. And I told you that we were going to have the littlest CEO in the whole world, our queen, Miss NOLA Jrinks herself. You ready to get started? You not ready yet?
Yes,
Oh, don't get scared. No. You're a businesswoman. So let's talk about NOLA Jrinks a little bit.
Okay. So we started NOLA Jrinks earlier this year. I just kind of wanted something for her and my son. He is 6 months. I wanted something for them to call their own.
Yes.
So we make drinks all the time, and it's something that we both enjoy doing. She enjoys helping me make different types of drinks. So I said maybe we can spin this and make it a thing.
I think that's awesome. So does she come up with the recipes or the flavors at least?
We collaborate on names. And because I'm still trying to teach her some of the New Orleans history, we have a lesson behind each name.
Okay. What's your favorite NOLA drink?
What's your favorite drink that we make? Which one? Lemonade. You gotta speak up, honey.
Okay, Okay, I like lemonade too. But do you like it really, really sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is this really, really sweet?
Now, do you make just a regular lemonade, or do you make different flavored lemonade?
We put a spin on each of them. Hey, leave it alone. So we do a spin on each of them. We have our classic lemonade, which we call Crescent City Classic, after the race, which is a big thing in New Orleans.
Yes.
We also have a pineapple lemonade, which is called Mardi Gras Gold. That's really good.
That sounds good.
And we have a strawberry lemonade, which is called Sensational Strawberry Lemonade, because you know in New Orleans we love our Saints.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we're really loving them this year.
Yes, they're doing good. Who that?
Okay, that is so nice. So I know you said your son is 6 months old, so of course he's not going to be able to help you with the drinks right now.
Right.
Now, are these different flavors that maybe you started making as a child?
Yes, my mom it actually started with my grandmother.
Okay.
She started with one of our flavors. We call that one Say Red, which is your classic fruit punch with the pineapple twist.
Yes.
And that's what she started. She actually started selling frozen cups. And so my mom got that recipe from her mom, and we just kind of kept it going.
Okay. And now you going to remember all those recipes when you get big? You sure? All right, so when I come get my NOLA drink, I'm coming for you, okay? You have to bring me some NOLA drinks because you didn't bring me one tonight. So I need you to bring me one, okay?
So when you bring the drink, what do you have to do? She gives you the money, and then you give her the drink, right? There we go.
So what made you decide to make her the face of NOLA Drinks?
It actually started when we were doing Lemonade Day. And of course, Lemonade Day is a big deal for child entrepreneurs.
Yes, yes.
So we wanted to do something different because, of course, everyone is doing Lemonade Day. And we thought, well, what can we do to make ours unique? So we decided to go with a Beyonce theme, since Beyonce had her latest album, which was Lemonade.
Yeah.
So we just started with that. We did replicas of Beyonce's pictures.
Okay.
And we posted them online, and that just took off. That took off, and everyone was donating. So she made over $200 before we even sold a cup of lemonade. You have to wait.
Oh, so you know about Beyonce? You don't know who Beyonce is? She just followed the program.
Right. She just went with it, and she enjoyed taking the pictures.
All right, so we're going to have to teach you the Beyonce dance one of these days. Okay, but I think that's cool. So now, how many different flavors do you have right now?
Right now, we have about 6 flavors. You have to wait, honey. So we have about 6 flavors. We have the Crescent City Classic, which is our classic lemonade. We have the Sensational Lemonade.
Yes.
We have the Mardi Gras Gold, which is the pineapple lemonade. We have Muddy Mississippi, which is a tea, because you know the Mississippi is, we call it the Muddy Mississippi. So the brown tea is resembling of the Mississippi River.
Is that like a tea and lemonade mix?
Yeah, it's like an Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
And so we have that. We also have a blue raspberry lemonade, which is really good. So we call that Blue Carré.
Blue Carré.
Blue Carré after View Carré.
Yes, yes. I love how you are incorporating the different New Orleans themes with the drinks.
Yes.
So now let's say you come up with some. Have you ever been driving down the street or walking down the street, maybe going to the French Quarter? You go to one of our many festivals, and you think, I like that name. I should name a new drink after this name.
It's possible because we do fest a lot. We like to go to festivals. That's one of our favorite pastimes.
Do you have any festivals coming up?
Beignet Festival is this weekend.
Okay, you're gonna be there?
Yes.
Okay.
So do Beignet Festival. We also are gonna try to do the Po' Boy Festival.
Ooh, po' boys and lemonade.
Wait a second.
So all of the drinks are actually a certain type of lemonade.
Yes. Well, with the exception of the fruit punch drink, that one isn't a lemonade, and we also have grape would be a variation of lemonade because it's a grape and lemonade mix.
Grape and lemonade. That's good too.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then I need to hear from you, cutie pie. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the lemonade, where we can find it, how people can get some of this great lemonade, and we're gonna talk about that. So you guys stay with us. We will be right back. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be right back. Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best in literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
What it do, y'all? It's DJ Slick Daddy from the Liveline, here to tell you about the hottest bar on the West Bank, After Dark Sports Bar, 419 LaPelco Boulevard in Gretna. Come check us out on Monday for steak and oyster night. Thursday, free seafood night. Friday, 3-for-1 happy hour. Saturdays, ladies night, and always open for parties. And then Sunday, Saint Sunday, oldie but goodie Sunday. Come find out what is hidden for at After Dark Sports Bar, 419 LaPelco Boulevard in Gretna. Doors open at 6, 12 p.m. on Sundays. After Dark is a non-smoking atmosphere.
you.
back.
All right.
Hello, we are back. We're here with the CEO. What's your title?
I'm momager.
Okay.
So I'm the mom manager.
Okay, so we are here with the CEO and the momager of NOLA Jrinks. And we had a comment come in from Mr. Keith Hugh, and he's actually watching us from Leesville, Louisiana.
Hello.
And so he wants to introduce you to his sons because they have a garden they call Matt's Garden, and they produce hot sauces, infused vinegars, which I absolutely love.
That sounds great.
Yes. So Keith, can you please send me? I'll pay you. Just tell me how much. I'll PayPal it to you. Give me some infused vinegar because I want that on my salad. And I already know about your seasonings. He makes a really good no sodium seasoning.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. And they also do fresh fruit and veggies. And he said Matt's Garden is about youth getting involved in gardening and cooking with homegrown ingredients. So I believe that would pair so well with your lemonades.
That would. I think so. Mm-hmm. That sounds great.
Yes, I'll have to.
And I will be interested in learning more and collaborating with him at some point.
Yeah, so I'll introduce you guys after the show, maybe.
Perfect.
So yeah, Keith is very, very supportive.
Okay.
Yes. And he mentioned that there are a lot of festivals in Leesville. So I was going to ask you, do you guys ever go to any festivals outside of New Orleans?
Well, we're fairly new with our lemonade, so I'm interested in branching out outside of Louisiana.
Okay, yeah. But, outside of Louisiana, not just outside New Orleans?
Outside of both, actually.
Yeah, because there are a lot of good festivals in some of the smaller towns that we don't think about.
Right.
Everybody thinks there are only 3 cities in Louisiana: Shreveport, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans.
Right. You're big singer.
C. Jenkins said that she has to get her NOLA Jrinks because it sounds absolutely delicious.
Oh, we look forward to serving you.
Now, where can people find your drinks?
We usually try to go out on weekends and to local parks like City Park, Audubon Park, just different areas, and set up and sell.
Okay. So can somebody actually order from you?
We are in the process of getting that together. We're in the process of getting that together.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know, and we're here to support. Because I think that they're great drinks, and I love that they come in a little bag.
Yes,
Why did you decide to put them in the bag?
Well, typically when you go out on Lemonade Day, everyone wants to support, and so when we supported in the past before we started actually selling the lemonade, I would go out and try to support, and I find that I had a car full of just cups.
Yes.
So with the pouches, you can drink out of the pouch, and they're resealable, and they're also reusable. So even after you, wait a second, baby. So even after you drink the NOLA Jrinks, you can save that pouch or reuse that pouch, and it's sealable that way.
Yeah, I love the pouch. You're right. You can do whatever you need with the pouch, and it does help because last Lemonade Day, I was driving around, and, I love the babies. And so everywhere I went, I was trying to support. And one lady, it felt so nice because I rolled up to her, and she was sitting there by herself. It was her and her baby. I said, I want some lemonade. She said, we got our first customer. Go, go, go. And she was so excited. And so that's why I absolutely love Lemonade Day.
I love it.
And it's so hard to have these little cups.
Right, it's cups everywhere.
Right, so with a bag like yours, I can support you, and I can always save my lemonade for later.
Right, you can, because it's a 16-ounce bag, so you're getting a lot of lemonade.
Yes, yes.
That's about the size of one of the bottle drinks that you would find at your local convenience store.
Now, I understand you have an Instagram page.
We do have an Instagram page. It's NOLA Jrinks. And on our Instagram page, we just showcase some of our philanthropy. We like to give back in the community. And I try to teach my kids the importance of donating and giving to those who are less fortunate.
And so who are some of the people you've been able to donate to? I know you've been working with Mrs. Louisiana Universal.
Yes, we have. So we've donated so far to the hurricane victims. And we also just donate to the less fortunate kids in the neighborhood. We donate a lot of toys and gently worn clothing to Goodwill and just the kids in the neighborhoods in our surrounding areas that are underserved. Have a seat. Sit.
Maybe you're just ready to go to sleep, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so C. Jenkins also said the pouch is very creative and that she will totally support this new brand.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm loving this. This is beautiful. I mean, I love it when people, that's why I really love this show, because a lot of times we're introducing people to brands or books, businesses that they've never heard of. And then they wind up either partnering with them in the future, they wind up supporting them. And so, I mean, I think that's the value of the show. And I'm really enjoying watching how businesses have been able to thrive off of being on the show.
Because I'm looking forward to trying some of that infused vinegar.
Yes, me too. All right, you hear that, Keith? Okay, now you have a new event coming up that you're going to be working with Mrs. Louisiana Universal on.
Yes, we are. She is going to be doing pancakes and PJs, which is going to be a Christmas event, whereas we get together and do a breakfast-style event in pajamas. Christmas pajamas have been a big thing lately.
Yes, and onesies.
Yes.
Onesies. You know, you get that. Those things are hot. I didn't like
I know, but they're so cozy.
It's cozy when it's freezing.
Yeah. And you know we don't get the cold weather like talking about.
No, we don't.
But they are very cozy. We recently had a family event where we all had onesies, and it was very nice.
Yeah. Now, I can imagine. I might actually get a onesie myself for this pancake and PJs event.
That would be really cute.
Yeah, I mean, so when is the pancake and PJs?
It's sometime in December. We haven't decided on a date just yet.
Okay.
But we'll definitely keep everyone updated once we get an official date.
Oh, Keith just said his chili-infused vinegar is awesome.
Oh, that sounds great. Yes. That sounds delicious.
And he also said that he can help you get set up with your website if you want.
Absolutely. I would love the help.
Okay, Keith, we're contacting you right after the show, okay? So don't get brand new when we start looking for you.
Yeah.
He won't do that. I'm just kidding. But so now, what is your Instagram page? So I know after the show, there are going to be people who are going to be looking for this face.
I hope so. It's NOLA Jrinks. That's drinks with a J.
Okay. SNOLAJRINKS.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so everybody go and like NOLA Jrinks.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else you need to let us know about? We know that you're going to be at the Pancake and PJs.
Yes.
Now we know your Instagram page.
Yes, we're in the process of getting a Facebook page set up, and we are just looking forward to expanding our brands. We want to do all things NOLA, so just some of those things that are unique to New Orleans, like Zapp's potato chips or Elmer's potato chips, pecan candy. We want to look forward to expanding and selling those items as well.
Okay, now I have to ask you this question, because I know people are going to ask, what makes your lemonade, even though it has really cool names and I love the flavors, why is it different?
Because it's made from the heart.
Yes!
It's good. It's a little bit sweet.
T, no guess. She wants to know if you have any new drinks coming out.
We are thinking of some new drink ideas, but if anyone has any suggestions of flavors, we will. We're open to any suggestions.
Okay. You hear that? In fact, that should be a contest. You know.
That would be a great contest.
Create your new drink. Yeah.
That would be a great contest.
Oh, that would be fun. Okay. C. Jenkins said that Jeilani is so adorable.
She is. Thank you.
Even though you want to stay still. Okay, so thank you again for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, no problem. This is what I enjoy. I really do. So everybody get out there and support Miss Jeilani, because she is doing big things. You're about to be a big star, okay? She said, I don't care, let's go to bed. All right. So now we have a few minutes left, so we've got to tell you about all the wonderful things that we are doing at Meet the World Image Solutions. We're doing some cool things. So
we love to hear about it.
Okay, I'm about to tell you, girl. All right, so first of all, I am wearing this pink t-shirt because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
So, I am supporting the Ladies Who Lunch and Support. I'm the Vice President of Ladies Who Lunch and Support. We have a team that's going to be in the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk that's going to be on the 13th. So we are still taking donations, and we actually have prizes for different donation levels. So if you go to Facebook and look for Ladies Who Lunch and Support, you'll find more information about that. And then we are also I'm also supporting Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and we are doing a purse auction to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And with the purse auction is going to take place on Saturday. We're going to auction off designer purses throughout the entire weekend. And at the end of the weekend, we will announce who actually won. And all of the money raised during that purse auction is going to go toward the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk.
That is wonderful.
Yes, so that's what we're doing for breast cancer. So I'm going to be wearing my pink shirt all month to remind you guys to support breast cancer awareness. Now, in November, we are going to bring back my very first book. Was called Cheating in the Next Room.
Oh,
we are turning. Yes, we are turning it into a play. Well, we've already turned it into a play. We showed it back in February. It is coming back in November. And now here's the kicker: if you purchase your ticket to Cheating in the Next Room, you will get a free download of the book. I want everybody who comes to the play to be familiar with the story, because the play is not exactly like the book. But I want y'all to be familiar with the story. So make sure that you get your tickets. Go to cuttingedge.com. You can also go to Eventbrite to get your tickets for Cheating in the Next Room.
Wonderful.
And then in December, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. In December, we are having our very first New Orleans versus Carolina chef battle. We have Chef Del 504 from New Orleans versus Chef Jerome Brown, who's a celebrity chef out of Carolina. Mm-hmm. He's issued a challenge to Chef Del. He wants to come to New Orleans for the first time and do this battle. So this is going to be at Treme Hideaway. Yes, it's going to be December 29th, the day before the game, when New Orleans plays Carolina. So this is going to be a New Orleans versus Carolina weekend. So that is going to be December 29th at Treme Hideaway. Tickets are on sale right now, and tickets are on sale for the play. So guys, get out there and support these events. The money that we raise for these events are going to go to the scholarship fund. Somebody is going to get a $1,000, I'm speaking it into existence, a $1,000 scholarship at the end of the school year. But we will not be able to do that unless you support these events. So that is all we have. Somebody has something else for you. Love the flavor names. Very creative and very NOLA.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to support breast cancer awareness. Ladies Who Lunch and Support, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Gamma Zeta chapter. We will be at the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk on Saturday, October 13th. We want to see you there. So that's all we have for tonight. Thank you once again for joining us. I really enjoyed talking with you, and I enjoyed Miss Jeilani. And I want to also thank Dr. Derek Anthony Miles and all of the work that he's doing, along with Antoinette Franklin and Prosperity Publications, with the PhD game. This is a book that you do not want to miss. There's so many inspiring stories in it. So that's all we have tonight. We will see you next week. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs,